Well, I decided to switch it up a little bit today, and we are in the living room of my home. I've got some boxes here, 3 boxes that Andrew acquired from our good friend Mike, who you have seen in a few videos of ours. We've run into him a few times at the flea market. He's been to the flea market with us. We took him to the bins. So Mike actually purchased a metal detector from us, and we purchased some stuff from him. So we have all of this stuff here. I believe Andrew paid $100 for everything that I'm about to show you. I have no idea what's here. This was a thing between Andrew and Mike, and he just brought it home and was like, hey, check this out. I haven't even looked through the boxes. So I'm kind of excited to see what's in here, because Andrew was totally geeking out. So obviously there's gotta be some good stuff here. And clearly if the stuff is worth way more than $100, we're gonna take care of Mike, because that's just what we do. But I'm kind of excited to get into these boxes. So without further delay, here we go. Check out these awesome lamps. And they are like just tree trunks. But what I did just realize about up here is we actually have a spacer up here. So what that means is that this can expand. This has been expanded so that the shade sits higher. And we've got two of them? No, it's just a single expander. It's super long expander. So that just makes the shade sit higher. That is a good thing to have for when you're wanting to adjust the height of different shades. So I'm gonna hold on to that because I don't think it really needs it. This one is a matchy match. It also has an expander. However, it's a different style expander. Come on. You know you wanna come off of there. You know what? Oh, I see. So it's 2 different style harps. We'll just screw this right back on here, and they will be the same height all over again. Look at that. We're good. We're good now. I'm gonna pause the video right here, move the camera a little closer so you guys can get a better look of what's going on. All right, now you're a little closer. I feel better about this. Okay, so also in the box with that pair of lamps, we have one of these. Now I believe the company that makes this is called Lawn something. Oh, Lawnware. There we go, it's right on the bottom. You can see it right here. Now, when these are lit, there's all these little colored beads that just kind of illuminate, and it looks really neat when it's lit. I think these are 70s. I could be wrong though. But I come across these quite often. Oh look, you can actually see the little beads in there. Do you see them? But no, these are actually pretty cool. They're very vintage. Usually I don't come across the large ones like this, so I don't know, maybe this could be worth some money. I know the smaller ones are worth like 15 to 20, so who knows? But it looks like that is everything in the first box. That was kind of the box full of the bigger stuff. So now I'm gonna slide the other box over without ruining my nice cream colored couch that I got off of Craigslist. That's gonna be part of my home tour because most of the stuff in my house is thrifted or Craigslisted. Yeah, that sort of thing. Okay, so we're gonna go through this next box. I'm kind of peeking, I'm not gonna lie. This was on top. It is this Asian style, oh, Japan. It's Japanese. It says Toyo, and it's got some flowers on there. It kind of makes me think of the 1980s. So it's possible it's 1980s. It's possible it's the 60s. A lot of the styles in the 80s kind of mimicked the 60s, but I'm thinking 80s on that. All right, let's see what else we've got. So here, this is kind of cool. It's Halloween-y. I'm just waiting for a stink bug to fall out of it. That's why I'm being so cautious. It's like a Halloween thing. That's actually really fun. I might have to hold on to that for myself because I love to decorate for Halloween. Okay, so now there's some fun stuff in the box and I can actually see it, so I'm getting kind of excited. So I'm gonna pull this out. Gosh, this is really cool. Look at this. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. Is that a wolf? The mark on the bottom, if it focuses, please focus on the bottom. Right here, it kind of reminds me of the date stamp that they would put on 1800s. On 1800s porcelain, they would stamp it and it would have a date code on it. But there are no numbers or letters indicating a date code. So I don't know if it's vintage made to look antique or if it's actually got some age to it. But whatever. It's really neat. I love it. It's like a wolf playing a banjo. Is that a banjo? I think it is. I like that. So that's neat. We've got this. Okay, so this right here, I believe this is Chinese. I've seen these before, typically with frogs on them. And my understanding is that they are Chinese and I think they are export, export. But normally they have frogs on them. This one has a turtle. I kind of like the turtle actually. It's still nice. I think it's vintage, but it's cute. Ooh, I like this. Ta-da! So I think this is just made of some sort of grass. A lot of the times in like Africa, people will make these and they will sell them to people in the United States to make money to support their families. And that could be what this is. I know our church did a fundraiser where people came in and they sold these wares and then sent the money back to the people in Africa. So I think that maybe that might be what this is, but I can't say for certain. I mean, it could also be the souvenir straight from Africa, but it is a really nice basket. I like it. Looks like it's got two figures on there. Oh yeah, they actually show up much better on the camera than when I'm looking at them like this. There we go. That's neat. Let's see. Oh, I like that. That's mid-century. Got some nice lines on that. Chromex. Unfortunately, there is some wear on it, some oxidation. Now, I'm not sure if you could use some polish on there and take that off. I'm always super nervous about using polishes because I don't want to ruin a piece. I feel like if I clean it with soap and water and I just make note of the fact that I cleaned it with soap and water and, you know, this wouldn't come off with soap and water, we chose not to polish it. And I usually put that in my listing, that we're leaving that up to the buyer. I feel like that's usually the safest route. The inside is in good condition. I don't know about the outside. Definitely try to clean that with soap and water first. But it does look like oxidation, like maybe it's got a little rust on there. That's really cool though. I like that. Right. Ooh. So as we've been going through those that antique booth clean out, we've come across those Schwinky Swigs. And I think they were put out by Kraft. These kind of remind me of oh, that's really like atomic. It's got a real atomic style to it, doesn't it? It doesn't actually have a mark on the bottom. That's like super atomic. This one kind of reminds me of those Swanky Swigs, but it's bigger than that. And this one's a little bit different because it has a gold rim on it. They're all relatively the same size. However, the atomic one is a little bit different. So the atomic one might be standalone at like a different company. I still like them. Set those back there. Let's see what else. Ooh, hi, hello. So, I've got an ashtray with a gold, I think it says 22 karat gold china. So the paint just has 22 karat gold in it. It doesn't mean that the piece itself is gold, but they put 22 karat gold on the bottom just because, hey, we used gold in the paint. It really doesn't make it any more valuable or anything like that. And if you scrape it off, you can't collect it and be like, oh my gosh, I've got 22 karat gold. Like, that's not a thing. But it is really pretty. I like the shine on it. It does have a little bit of wear, but I do like that. We don't really come across a whole lot of horse stuff. So I do like coming across that. All right. Oh, I've got another glass here. We've got another matching glass. Okay. So we've got two that match. Hello, Hager. Oh boy, I like it. It's an ashtray. It's a really cool looking ashtray. But I could see that also as just a catch-all at the front door. It is marked on the bottom, Hager. And I love the yellow. It kind of matches my shirt. Alright, set that in there. Oh, these are neat. I love the glaze on those. Wow. So these are for watering. I'm sure you probably know that. But you can stick these in your planters and you fill them with water. And somehow they sense when the water is dry and they keep the, I'm sorry, when the soil is dry and they somehow keep the soil moist. That's what I've been told anyway. I really can't keep any plants alive, so I wouldn't know from experience. I'm just speaking from others' experience. But there's like a whole bunch of them. There's like a little, I guess this is an alligator or maybe a lizard, and there's a mushroom. There's another little gator or a lizard and a turtle. Those are so cool. I love the glaze on those. I don't know if those are vintage or if those are just made to look vintage, but I'm totally digging those. You think of all the vintage planters that we sell, how cool these would look in those vintage planters. Oh, hey, you want to be part of the video? You gotta be quiet. Shh. Quiet. Shh. Meanwhile, the conures are just going nuts because I have them locked up so they can't fly and land on my head. That's their newest thing. They seek me out and they land on my head no matter where I am in the house. So we've got this here. I was gonna say that it looks an awful lot like Hull, and it is. It's marked Hull right there. I was looking at the bottom and I'm like, it's not marked on the bottom, but it is. It's marked Hull right here on the side. It's just, it's faint because it's so dark. But I kind of like the glaze on that. I like that chartreuse color. That's neat. And I guess that would be a shell. See the waves kind of coming up in the shell. Now we've got, there's something else in there. Oh, it's a little, what is that? I think that's just a little stone carved. Oh, it's a dog. There's his eyes. I thought from just this angle, it was like a donkey or something, and then I looked, oh, there's eyeballs. Okay then. And then we've got this. This is Salem Hopscotch Pink. But that's also got some atomic style to it. An atomic design. Some nice stuff here. Mike's got good taste. He does. He's got good taste. All right, so that's it for box number 2. And now we are on to box number 3. I'm excited to see what's in there. There's a lot of stuff in box number 3. It's a banana box. It's a banana box. You guys know we like banana boxes. Oh, don't fall off the table, please. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. Okay. You've got a plate on top. It is Bavaria. Now, it is transfer. It's not hand painted, but it is a beautiful rose design with handles. No chips or cracks, and the gold is actually vibrant still. A lot of the times it's worn. Let's see. Hello. Oh, there's some nice pottery in here. I'm going to take the lid off. Andrew's always on my case about reaching through the top of the banana box. I hardly ever take the lid off. I'm always just reaching through the top. And him and Eric are always like, Jocelyn, take the lid off. Why? You can just reach through the top. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, here we go. I've got a Royal Hager leaf. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the mauve. Pretty sure that's the name of this glaze, is mauve. I could be wrong. But I love it. Look at those colors. Those are just fantastic. I like that a lot. I've always just been into collecting the Royal Hager lamps. I'd be tempted to keep that, honestly. Here we go. We've had one of those before. It's just a little ceramic mushroom, but we had one of those recently. I think this is a slightly different glaze, but it was a similar style with the 2 little mushrooms on the bottom. Got this American Bisque Company. Oh, okay. There we go. Check that out. A lot of times I come across the American Bisque salt and pepper shakers and they're not marked. So this is interesting to come across a piece like this. And this is just fantastic because the gold is almost, it's so fine that it sparkles. It almost looks like they're applied sparkles. That's a really impressive piece. And believe it or not, there's no chips or cracks on that. I really like that piece. Wow. What is that? Oh my gosh. Oh, it's an axe. It's a glass axe. And hammer? Usually these are souvenir pieces and typically they're etched with some sort of event or something. I'm not used to seeing them plain without anything on them. But that's interesting. Unfortunately, it does have a chip, but it is still pretty cool. That's interesting. I wonder what Andrew would say about that. Because it does look like it's got age on it. Curious to hear what he has to say about that. What do we have here? Colorado. This is an older piece. It's made in Japan, but it's a souvenir piece from Colorado. I don't know if you guys can see that. I like that. That is interesting. You guys know I'm not really much into souvenir pieces, but that's pretty cool. All right, so we've got another atomic style piece. This is also Salem. It kind of goes along with the pink one that we just had. Okay, I'm gonna take this out. So we've got this celery dish, giant celery dish, and I think these are little sauce or salt dishes. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce what that says on the back. I don't even know if it's gonna focus for you guys. Is it gonna focus? Watch this. Boom. Now is it gonna focus for you? I don't know. I don't even know what that says, but it's very confusing. It does say made in Japan, but it is the celery dish and all of the little dishes to go with it. So it's a complete set. I like that. Let's set that over here. Ooh. All right. This is interesting. Impromptu. Oh, it's a Ben Siebel piece. So I was never familiar or aware of Ben Siebel until Eric brought that to my attention. So that's the great thing about meeting other resellers and meeting other people is everybody's got knowledge about something. Everybody knows something that you don't. And I love connecting with other people in this hobby, in this industry, because they teach you something. And this is something that Eric taught me, and he taught me to look for Ben Siebel, which I'd never heard of before. And he gave us these two bowls and he said, this is Ben Siebel. You should keep your eye out for this. And I was like, okay, sure. So that's how I recognize this name here on the back of this plate, because it says Ben Siebel. I don't know if you guys can read that. And I'm not even really sure how much this plate is worth, but it's something that Eric suggested I keep an eye out for. And so this has piqued my interest. I would like to look this up when I am done with this video, just to figure out what I've got here. So this piece, Catalina USA pottery. Isn't that neat? It's got the pink and the blue. I like that. I don't know if that would be a dish. I would assume that would be a dish. I think it's too shallow to be a planter. But I like the transition of the colors. Oh, he's got some stuff wrapped in here. Oh, that makes me nervous. Like, oh, there's fragile stuff in here. What is wrapped? Fiesta? Oh, Now, it used to be you could tell the older Fiesta by the lowercase f, but I know I had said that in a video and my viewers were like, no, they started remaking the newer Fiesta with the lowercase f, so it's not the case anymore. So now I can't tell the difference. But I think that this is an older piece. I do think that this is older. I don't know. Fiesta has never really been something that I gravitate towards, so it's not something that I'm super familiar with where I can say, oh, that's an older glaze, you know, because they came back with a lot of the older glazes and they were only available for a certain amount of time, but then they brought them back, and people who know Fiesta, like it's something that you know. And I just never really studied Fiesta enough to know it that well. But I respect those people who know their Fiesta. So again, we have that lowercase f, but I'm not really sure. The reason I would say that these are older is just because they look old. I don't know if that makes sense. The lines just look faint. They look old to me. But again, not an expert, so I could be wrong. So we've got a green one. Lowercase f on the back. And they do have some utensil marks. I think we have like every color of the rainbow here. We've got yellow. Here. We got another blue. That mark's a little bit more faint. And that style's a little bit different, the size of it. You can see. Interesting. All right, a couple more. Let's see what colors we have. Every color of the rainbow. This looks like that plate we pulled out of the antique booth clean out. Everybody was saying, that is Fiesta, Jocelyn, that's one of the older ones. And so that makes me feel like this is one of the older ones too. So, looks like one more. Ta-da! Got green. So we've got a nice little stack here. A pretty little stack. I like that. I like those colors. Alright, so I'm going to stick those here. I'm going to put our Ben Siebel plate over here. I'm going to have to put this all back into boxes when I'm done with it. Which is a little bit scary. Usually I let Andrew do that because he's better at packing the boxes than I am. Let's see. This is Maritaki. It's got a really nice gold on it. I like that. I think this is what Sue's talking about when she says that a lot of the old Japanese pieces had that cream border around the edge. And you can really see it here. It's got that cream border. It helps you identify it as Japanese. Oh, we've got the big plates too. Check that out. Sweet. There's more. Wait. Oh my gosh, there's a ton of them. Oh, I almost gave myself a paper cut. We've got green. I'm going to pull these out carefully without giving myself any paper cuts. Here we go. Yellow. Blue. And that's it. So we've got 4 of the larger plates and then we have all of the smaller plates. It looks like we've got 2 more plates here in the box, and I'll show you these. These are cute. Made in West Germany. Ta-da! Interesting. This one says December 6232. So I'm not sure what that means. December 6232. I'm sure that's a date code of some sort. But anyway, that was everything that we had in the boxes. And I feel like there's some good stuff here. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think of all of it, some of the pottery pieces were my favorite. Definitely a fan of the hull. I'm definitely a fan of the atomic stuff. The bend staple piece has me a little excited. I love the abstract design on the front. I find that really interesting. I don't know, there's something about it. Impromptu. So I'm curious to look that up when we're done with this. I want to find out more about that. But I think, yeah, there's some terrific pieces here. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was kind of unexpected. I was just like, oh, look, a delivery of some amazing things. Thank you so much, Mike. This is delightful. So, yeah, I think we're gonna go out metal detecting now. I've got a new machine to try out that I'm kind of excited to get tested. But other than that, I guess I will see you guys tomorrow. Later.
My family calls it my superpower. It's my ability to see value in things that other people might overlook.